and trading. I think you saw that yesterday. Who attended yesterday's flash meeting at 3 o'clock that I called? I didn't schedule it, I just called it. Who attended that? If you look at what we did yesterday, it almost says, why would you want to learn anything else? It's the power of what I'm trying to teach with the tools that I've got. And so I want to review that. We're going to go a little slow. I'll be with you to at least 12, maybe longer. I'm going to keep doing this and try to get people here to understand just how, your goal is very simple, I think, and tell me if I'm right on this. Your goal is to make money on your assets and educate yourself where one day when you don't have me around, you'll know how to do it. Is that sort of your goal? Would you say that's a good definition of your goal? That is if you listen to me, right? Okay. One of my, I was thinking about myself. I always review myself. One of my downsides it goes back to, I've told people about 1987, but one of my downsides has been when I came back into the markets, I had to be so short term, meaning so short term because fear of losing. Does anybody here have fear of losing? Like when you do things? Well, you got to get past that. You got to, and I've been working on it for greater part of 30-something years to get over fear of losing. Okay, because you're going to lose from time to time. You're going to make mistakes, and you just got to take it, do it. But it cost me really not on the losing part. It cost me on the winning part, and because I feel responsible when I tell you to do something that we make some money. I don't care if you make 5%, 10%. I just want you to make some money, and then you educate yourself because a lot of the trades I give are really good. Now, I've got 2 long-term trades out there right now. I've got a Tesla trade. I want to add to another 10th of Tesla today. I want to do that. Okay. I'm not adding to Berkshire yet, but I'm adding Tesla. I'm probably going to, I'll tell you, I'm probably going to go with AMD as my next long-term play. I like the way AMD is traded. You remember it went up to about 230, 240 back in 23. I made a fortune off AMD, and then it went bearish, stayed bearish that whole time, but now it's worked its way out of it. You can tell that by the way it's been acting this year. So anyway, I think AMD is going to make my long-term list, and maybe as early as today if we close above 102.55. Okay, and everybody's read the letter how I do long-term, right? Where you take an amount of money and you take 1/10 of that, okay, and add that to your, add that to your nest. You add it every week until you get a full boat, and then you start doing some other things like maybe selling options against it or things like that. But anyway, I wanted to have that preamble. Once President Trump comes on TV, I'm going to take a little break because I want to hear what he's got to say, because that helps me navigate at the next move. I posted a lot of information in TNT last night. Did y'all see all that information I put in TNT? And our Futures First people last night were able to, they hit a big home run last night. Very aggressive play I made last night on the micro, hit all targets, and that was nice on the micro index, catching that. Did anybody from Futures First make those trades I posted last night? I went to a lot of trouble to make sure that you can make some money, Jennifer, my AM target's $145 a share. That's long term. Jonathan, copy some of these people, see what they're missing, not being in Futures First. Copy some of these things people are saying. I told you I'd be a little bit more aggressive now. I've got the curriculum put together, and I just feel like that you are just scratching the surface with me on the Futures First. Okay, I'm getting warmed up. And the more love letters I get, the more I want to trade. So play to my ego and send me a love letter if you like what I'm doing. That's on the Futures First. Last night, TNT. If you go look at what I posted on TNT last night, it's beyond excellent. Okay, what I posted on TNT, and anyway, just thought David made 760 on the micro. That paid for a quarter or two. Way to go, David. Okay. Now, did you see the sunrise signal this morning telling us to take profits in the TNT? I made a big comment about that. It came out at 10 after 8 this morning after that big run. You know, it brought us back to earth. It said take profits. If you look at the sunrise signal, when it said take profits, like I told people, it's time to, you know, take some of these profits. Did y'all see that this morning in TNT? You got to love the sunrise signal. I look forward to it every morning. Okay. You're going to have to determine that yourself, Astro. Look at the time it's posted. Make sure you can get in around those prices. Yesterday, flash meeting, I showed you a secret weapon on the roadmap that I use. I'm using it this morning. And, you know, it's pretty cool. But last night, I said the trigger from yesterday was $99 on AMD. 100 shares of AMD would be at $103 this morning. It's been as high as 105. Would y'all call that a win if you'd bought AMD? Just ask me. Did anybody buy AMD? I'm just curious. Let me know if you want this kind of information. I gave you so much value yesterday, you ought to be buying everything I offer, okay? With what I did yesterday. Laura bought it. Jennifer bought it. Great. Super, super. Dave, I love hearing these stories, okay? Greg bought a boatload of it. All right. All right, that's AMD. Okay. Carol, of course, Carol makes a lot of money. She listens. NVIDIA, I said if it goes above 114, it's going to go higher. It actually, listen to this. The markets say it went to 118.60, but you know where NVIDIA, I sold it last night? 120. It got to 120 overnight. You have to go see it, but I actually sold it at 120 last night. I thought that was a pretty good trade. In at 114 to 120, had a few shares. Palantir, 110. It's currently trading 117. I've been buying more Palantir this morning, but Palantir's at 117. That's pretty good, isn't it? $700. The QQQ, we did a trade on the QQQ yesterday. Well, it was on the SPY we did yesterday, right? But look at the QQQ. Made it to 488. The SPY, we took profit this morning on TNT, paid for another month. This is what shocks me. If you're not a member of TNT, why? Maybe I ought to raise the price and make it exclusive for those in there because, goodness gracious. Everybody says, this is the best program I got for $200 a month. I mean, I don't get it. It's hard to get people to do it. What are some of the reasons you won't pay $200 to get that kind of information? I'm just curious. Not very much money, but the way I do it, you don't end up paying anything, really. You listen. It's bugged me ever since I did it. But I mean, it's a great research lab for trading. This morning I went back and I was looking at some numbers in there to look at my next trades. Way to go, Timothy. I'd like to see some numbers there. You got a boatload of those Palantirs. TQQ took profit this morning. Yep. Crude, nothing there. Gold took profit live on that one yesterday. Amazon took profit this morning on an earnings play. So we've had a pretty good yesterday's flash meeting. I'm gonna try. I like the 3 o'clock flash meetings because I got a lot of good things I can set up for you, not just for that day, but for next. Okay, but that's what it's good. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, but this is I'd keep this to remind yourself if I'm talking about you putting money into the market. Believe me, I'm not trying to get you to trade. I'm trying to get you to make money. There's a big difference. Okay, does everybody understand that? If I post things, it's about making money, not to make trades. Okay. I like that. Look what Gary did. Wow. That'll make your day. I love, and send me, that's the other thing. Here's what I need you to do. Tell me in an email to tg@DTI what you would like me to do more of or less of, because I'm really trying to focus in on people to see the value of what we're bringing. Okay. Polly, he did support you. I saw him reach out to you. You sent him an email. He will call you today. Okay. Jonathan, make sure you call him today. Copy his number and call him. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, that's the trigger numbers from yesterday. That's pretty good. Most people in this business, if they could do that every month, they'd say, "Hey, that guy's a legend." I did it yesterday afternoon on the fly with a great meeting that we had. I like helping people. Okay. And TNT schedule, let me tell you about TNT. Great question. TNT schedule, I post things in there around the clock. I got help from Jonathan Rowe and I got help from Chuck Crow. They help me keep up with all the information that affects the market that comes out. In general, we follow the reference bars around the clock. We post numbers there where you can go print it off and look at it if you got any questions. Or things like yesterday, he posted 58.27 was where we were at the Fed meeting. That's a key number. He knows that after 20 years of working with me. And then we opened last night and we're off to the races. So that's good information for you, I think. Okay. That's good information for you. Okay. Oh, the Magic Five. Goodness gracious, if that doesn't give you a scholarship, I don't know what else will. Okay. There's enough for everybody there to learn the art of trading. That's what TNT is about, to learn the art of trading everything, really. Okay. As I talk about it. The Magic Five. Jonathan, why don't you type in here the Magic Five from TNT today, and let's go look at those stocks. That was posted at 5 o'clock this morning. Just look at that, the Magic Five. Magic Five, AMD. You could have got in if you woke up this morning and made a bunch of money on AMD. Palantir, if you got in, made a bunch of money. NVIDIA made a bunch of money. BitTo made some good money. TQQ gives you a direction. If I post TQQ or SQQ, I'm giving you an early direction for the morning, okay? I post that every morning about 5, where I think money's going to flow. Boy, is it. Look at Palantir, 117. Great. Okay. Here's some TNT posted over the last 12 to 16 hours. Let's look at that, see what it says. Okay, what does that tell you? That's last night. See that 56.43 number on the opening price there? Everybody see that? Well, we went higher from there, and that's higher than the 56.27, which gave me my first clue we're going higher than the reference bar. And then that's when I took futures first long last night. And they got in and they made a bunch of money. That's simple. Look where TQQ was last night when I got long, 57.30. Hit 60 this morning. That's some pretty good information right there. But I go here and look where AMD was when I posted. This is real deal, folks. And everybody had it in the evening. You had all night. You know, you can buy those stocks around the clock. Did y'all know that? That you can buy those stocks around the clock? I tell people they don't know what to do. And if you got TQQ, can't find anything, just buy it when you see a buy signal from me. They pay. They pay. That was last night right there. There's AMD. Look, the ticker. What's the ticker? What is the secret weapon telling us last night? Somebody tell me what that's telling me. That's the right tool. So you're having that right tool. What's that telling me? Yeah. Y'all know anybody can get you in at 99 and it's at 103? Same day? That's pretty good stuff.
Hey, Tom, I think Trump started speaking now.
He is. I'm not picking him up yet. What channel is he? News? Fox News? Oh, here he is. Okay. Let's take a 5-minute break or 10-minute break. Let's take a 10-minute break and listen to Trump. Hey, folks, I think it would be helpful to put up, Jonathan, put up the compass chart with the E-mini. What I'm waiting for, and the reason I want to hear this press conference, what I'm waiting for is the questions that are asked from the news, because I want to see if he alludes to. You remember 2 days ago, he said he had a bigger announcement than just trade. Y'all remember that 2 days ago when he said that? The market spiked up for about 10 minutes. I'm waiting to see if that comes out at some point this morning. Right now, the market, you've ever heard the news, buy on the rumor, sell on the news. Well, this is a classic, but look at this. From that Jonathan circled the sunrise signal that came out at 8:10. We're right on top of it right there at the top. Look at that break of that white bar. Did everybody see that? Okay, so what does it mean? Now, Jonathan, if you can, bring up what's posted in TNT, and I will show people the numbers I'm looking for, okay? And that's RB1 numbers. Or you could just, since you do that, just check reference bar. That'd be the easiest way to do it, where it does the numbers from RB1. You'll check that, and all of a sudden it gives us a table of the numbers. RB right there if he hits it. Okay, look at RB1 numbers. Write these numbers down. 56.43, 56.36. That's your all bets off number for the day, folks. Write that number down. Circle it, Jonathan, where they can see it. 56.36. That's your all bets off number where market's had enough and it's going to go the other way. That's the key number. Okay. Now to the upside, you got to look at the pivot number I gave, 57.05. Look at 57.05. So we're in a sort of a trading range right now. Let's watch this. Is that okay that we do this way? Because I think that it'll make us some money if I'm allowed to hear this. Because the words that I'm looking for to hear will lead me where to go. Okay? Everybody see that? Okay. And this is educational. You don't get this normally, but Jonathan, why don't you put another timer up for another 10 minutes? I said I'm going to stay with everybody because I want to make some more money today. And will you do that, Jonathan? Will you put a timer up for 10 minutes to remind me I need to come back on here? Because I get caught up listening to this stuff, okay? We'll do another 10 minutes here. I think he's on all channels. I'm listening to him on Fox News or Fox Business. We'll start back in 3 minutes. Jonathan, I've got enough now to make some decisions so we can get into it a little bit further. I think by anybody's imagination that's fair, this is an outstanding press conference. It's one that lets you know that we're probably at the early stages of a huge wealth creation in this country. I think that you can see that. And I want to remind people that I bought another portion of Tesla today. Let's just keep that in mind. I'm working the long-term accounts. I have Tesla and Berkshire. I'm going to add one during this meeting, and it's going to be Palantir. We'll buy 1/10 of whatever it is on shares of Palantir, and that will be our third stock that I'm buying. Okay, and I think that no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, you got to be fair and say this is outstanding. So let's just move on and look at the market. But Palantir will be the third stock, so there'll be two purchases today. One will be in Palantir, and Jonathan's keeping track of this at the price. And the other one will be a second addition to Tesla. All right, I want to look at some options if we can. But does everybody see that how important this number is, this 92, 93 number? Everybody see that? That was the reference bar. So what you want to see, we'll give it a little time here, but what you want to see is you want to see us eventually take out that 5750. I've identified the all bets off number on this market. Does everybody have that? You need that number. The all bets off number for the S&P is right there on that screen, 5636. I'd use 5635. Okay, that's just me. I always add $1 one way or the other. All right, so I'm long Palantir. Okay, and by the way, for those people out there that trade Bitcoin don't want to do it through Coinbase, I would suggest BitTo. I like the way BitTo trades. It doesn't shake, rattle, and roll you. We bought it at 18. In fairness to tell you, you're coming late, but the stock itself looks good to me. If you want to pick up the little Bitcoin here, because I think it is going to take out the 108. Maybe you go as high as 125. That's on Bitcoin. So we're breaking things right and left today, aren't we? Okay. So the market's going higher. Okay. And what do you do if you don't know what to do? What did I tell you? If you're looking at the market, what did I tell you do if you don't know what to do? What market do you go to? You buy the TQQ, and that's exactly what I'm doing while I'm talking. Just bought it. Okay? That easy. Set up, ready to go. That's what you do if you don't know what to do. And I laugh about that because I do know what to do. It's just that I thought, well, I might as well buy it again. Okay? So I just bought it again. I know where I'm wrong. S&P goes below 56.35, I'll get out. Okay? The Bitcoin that I use is BITO, BITO, BITO. All right, so let's talk. Palantir is at 117.7. Let's do a play on Palantir, Jonathan. I'm thinking, what is a 110? Do they have $1 spreads on Palantir? I could do a 110, 109, go out maybe through next Friday. What would they pay me for that? Would I meet my minimum objection doing that trade on Palantir?
They do have weekly expirations and they do have one wides.
110, 109. What do they pay me for that for next Friday?
Looks like about 21, 22 cents.
That's good enough. 21 cents makes it. That's 25% gain. I'll take it. Let's do Palantir, Jonathan. And let's put that in moonlighting. Okay, we'll monitor it in moonlighting. Okay, that's Palantir.
Okay, great.
Okay, I'll let him give him a second to do that. Does everybody see the value of the roadmap right here? Look at these numbers. How I was able to very simply follow along. Okay. Now, Jonathan, real quick, if you will, can you bring up our secret weapon? I was showing why I was willing to do Palantir. You got the mini there on the tickers. Everybody see that long there? How E-minis turn long here? Everybody see that? I'm willing to do Palantir right now. I'm gonna do some more at 12, but I just want to show you what I'm looking at and how I look at it, okay? All right, let's go back to the reference bar. Let's create on this page, let's put an ETR line together because I'm going to be doing a lot of trading today. Let's start with Palantir, AMD, NVIDIA, with an ETR line below the tickers. Okay. I'm going to show you a quick and dirty way to know where resistance is for the market. Would y'all like to learn that real quick? I told you this is training, education, everything, but I'm going to sprinkle it with trades as they come on my agenda, okay? All right, Jonathan, let's bring up barchart.com. Barchart.com. All right, type in, I'll tell you what, y'all give me a ticker. Let's type in, what do you want to, give me a ticker, like NVIDIA. Type in NVIDIA, because NVIDIA is one I'm going to trade today. So put NVIDIA in. Fred's loving it, okay? Put NVIDIA in there. NVDA. All right. He's going to click it. And you can use this. This is just a simple way to do it, okay? All right, if you look over there to the left, it's got performance report. Well, don't do that. Go price history. You got price history over to the left? Yeah, down at the bottom below technicals. Yeah, price history. Okay, click that. Go to March 26. March 26. Where was NVIDIA at on March the 26th? Jonathan, can you tell me?
Yeah, so I got about 3 things going on right now. I'm trying to keep up with you. Going a mile a minute.
Oh, I am. I thought I was going slow.
Well,
I'll slow down.
I'm trying to get this alert out. One person trying to do a bunch of things.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just let me know. We're no hurry, are we, guys? Does everybody got patience? I got patience.
Should be able to see the numbers now.
Everybody see that 118.73 number? And look below it on March the 25th, 121.29, 122. NVIDIA's headed to 122. That's where NVIDIA's headed. How do I know that? Well, Jonathan, put the mini in there. Yes. And people in my futures first know this, but I'll just tell them 57. Yeah. All right. You do price history. There it is right there, I think. 57, let me find it. Yeah, about, it looks like 57. I'm looking for the number. Yeah, I would say from 57.40 to 58.25 there on March the 24th is a good number. That's a good range. And that's going to take NVIDIA to 122. Okay? So that's where we're headed. 57.73 would be the lower midpoint area. 57.73. All right, so let's go back to the roadmap. And take your time, Jonathan, if you still, we can take a little break if you want to. I got plenty of stuff to show people. Go on and add AMD. Palantir is looking good. AMD.
AMD's on there already.
Okay. Let's do a QQQ, add a QQQ on there.
Before we go any further, you got to get your all bets off number on your new stock position with Palantir.
Oh, my all bets off number on Palantir? Use 99.40 right now.
940, okay.
And the reason I chose March 24th, 25th, I went back early this morning and was trying to figure out when the market really turned down. And that's where the market really turned down into April. And I wanted to know where sellers would step in You know, the way the market works, let me explain this to you. People that bought on that day that's been holding on, they like to pull a Seinfeld. You know what I mean when I say they like to pull a Seinfeld? People that bought like just to get even. And they're going to start selling when the market runs up there. They're going to say, man, I've been under all this pressure, been down, and they're going to step out of the market during that range. That's called pulling a Seinfeld. You ever saw Seinfeld? I used to watch it all the time, but he always came out even. That's the way traders that didn't get out of those trades are thinking right now. If it gets up, please let me out. That's all they're saying. They don't want any cheese. They just want out. Yeah, you have resistance up there is what you're going to have. It might last for a day, it might last for 2 days, but it will be a short-term pause. Okay? Now let's go to, is it okay we put on a QQQ trade, Jonathan?
Yeah.
You got time to do it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, find me $1 on the QQQ, go out to, let's go out to March 30th, and let's put this particular trade in our live trade group.
A debit call spread.
Yep, debit call spread on the QQQ. And tell them what you're doing, how you find that dollar spread. $3 wide, $1 spread.
Well, what was your expiration again?
End of the month of May, towards the end, it can be the last of May or a week prior to the end of May. One of those will work.
May 30th is the last trade date of May. We can't use that because there are only, well, hang on. No, we can use that. If Tom's looking for a 3 wide, paying $1, I'll usually start at the money.
They can't see what you're looking at, Jonathan, for some reason.
Because I'm not showing it. I'll show it now. If Tom wants a 3 wide at the money, or he just wants to pay $1, excuse me, it's not usually the at the money. Usually a 3 wide for $1 will start in the $3 range. So I'll just start with this one that says 398, which is a 507, and I'll simply build a 3 wide call spread. Now that's too little. That's 82 cents. So now we'll just simply bump the strikes around. I'll bump this down to 505. I'll bump that up down to 508. That one's 93 cents.
Do it. I like 93.
Or the 504, 507, that's 98, 97. You like the 503?
Yep.
Or the $1.93? Type it up.
When he comes back, I want to show you some more stuff, but does everybody find this real educational as well as profitable, what I'm doing? Polly, we're going to take profit anywhere above paying that. I'd say $1.24 is a very nice profit. I'm going fast, Robin. Heck, I thought I was going slow. You ought to see me when I'm really going fast. This is like I'm in a Model T right now. By the way, Palantir is 118.20. Well, it tells you the price, Gel Man. It tells you the price of $1. The market figures it for you. Carol, I think you're fine. Where are you headed? Las Vegas? See your son? Laura, did you notice I started buying with Palantir? Laura's saying, hey, I could have bought a futures company. Yeah, you could have. That's what I'm teaching you to do. I did. I'm trying to teach you with my methods, make money. What do you think? Are you caught up, Jonathan? I don't want to get ahead of you.
Yeah, Tom, I'm good. That's
You good? Don't you love this stuff? All right, so Genesis is forming. Here's a question. Is Genesis the highest reference bar so far? Now, we didn't know what to do at the beginning of this when I started talking about trading, but put TQQ in there, Jonathan, TQQ. We bought it about 59.17. You're up $1.20 on 100 shares. That's 120 bucks on 1,000 shares. If you got that big a stroke, you're up 1,000 bucks. I don't know about you, but I'd be sending me a love letter. All right, Jonathan, I'm ready for another trade. This one's for the weekend side hustle since today's Thursday. And let's use the XSP on this one. And you got the parameters, right? Dollar.
Same deal. Looking for a 3 wide at $1. So how far out do you want to go?
Not this coming Monday, but Monday week.
That'd be May 19th. Let's see what we can find. That's 580.83, which is 90 cents, or the 579, 582, which is $1.03.
That's good.
Okay. Target $24.
Yep. All right, we got about another 15 minutes until Genesis is over. Has anybody ever heard me use the words patience does pay? This is an example of it. This is like, this is what you look for when you get a melt up this way. Trump just said, go out and buy stocks. He's listening to our presentation. He's good, isn't he? All right, John, let's take a 5-minute break, let you get caught up and think. I got more to come. Do you like the way this presentation's going? Kevin says 60-40. I'm up $1.30 on a trade that it had know what to do with money he's sitting in my account. Nice trade, isn't it, Kevin? Did you see where I posted in TNT long term? It was headed to 67. Did y'all see that on that TQQ? Kevin, you need to set way you trade. Ask Carol. You need to set up a time and come down and do some one-on-one with me. Well, I only got I think 2 slots left the rest of the year, Kevin. So maybe put your phone number in, you'll talk. Give me your phone number and I'll call you. Somebody I want to get to know. I like the way you trade. You listen. We're on break. I'm gonna go make some coffee. Maybe you'll post your number by the time I get back. Great, do that. All right, folks. Couple things going on. We went up to 57.24 on the S&P, and if you think about it, a couple things happened on Genesis, and one of those things that happened, okay, one of those things that happened is either the market sort of has a rollover and quiets down on Genesis, or you have a continuation. It's too early to tell what we're going to have, but I put on a lot of trades, and I'm going to come back today at 3. Okay. Let me answer anybody's questions they might have. Anybody's questions they might have. Jonathan, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you answer that question SP just asked?
SB says, do you know when the Roadmap VIP owners will get a link to upgrade to the new Roadmap feature? SB, you go to your one-click trading area and you have a download link for the latest update at all times. Just go into Roadmap software and go to the installation guide and you'll see it there.
Okay, Pete asked, should we still get an AMD? Pete, why didn't you get him AMD before? I'm just asking the question. I'll come back with the question. Why didn't you get him before? You didn't believe I was going to be right? I'd much rather buy at 99 than at 104, but I'm okay buying it at 104, depending on what the schedule is. Probably what I would do, Pete, is wait this afternoon, see if it holds up, and look at it after RB4, okay? Yeah, the roadmap, let's just go through the roadmap, Jonathan, if you will. The roadmap, you have that picture of the roadmap shows, well, you don't need to do that. It'd take a lot of time, but we have a link I can give you because I talked about the roadmap last night. Jonathan, can you post a link for the roadmap?
Yeah, let me get the recording from last night into the chat.
This will be on the roadmap. I talked about it last night. Get the roadmap. The next thing I want to do is get him to bring up, if he will, when he gets a second, to bring up, he be setting it up, MTI by DTI. I want him to bring that up, okay? Yeah, Greg, I will use last night, RB1 is my all bets off number, and MTI by DTI, Michael said it's great for futures. Absolutely, it's great for futures. The futures trader built it. Let me ask my people in my futures first. Do you see when I came out of retirement, the can I opened up for you? In the South, we call that a can of WA. Y'all figure out, fill in the blanks. I had one guy, I couldn't believe it. I talked to one guy, and he's taking futures from somebody else, not even, I don't even know who he's taking it from. And I thought to myself, okay, I'll see you on the flip side. I can't imagine. Futures First is great, isn't it? Michael made 1,086 in futures today. Well, that paid for something. David made 520 during this session. All right, that's on the E-mini, right, Jonathan? Go through the NASDAQ. Let's just look at where everything is right here on Genesis time. NASDAQ. Yeah, it's getting pretty wide on your wrist. Your wrist is getting pretty great. That's MTI. Look at the Dow. You got to be careful. It's getting pretty juicy. All right, crude oil, put crude oil in there. Did y'all pick up that gold went into a sell on the Roadmap Trader secret weapon? Thought that was a nice $10 pop to the downside. I didn't mention it, but it did. I put gold in there. See that red arrow on gold? Look at gold, gave you a sell signal. Well, David, gold's been traveling higher and it gave a sell signal. It gave a sell signal when I brought it up and showed you the E-mini. I was focused on the E-mini, but it gave a short signal on gold. Put silver in there. Yeah, probably consolidating, Fred. That silver's looking a little bit better than gold. Put bonds in there. All right, here's a trade that we're up $1 on, and we're trying to figure out, do we get out or stay in, right? Put TQQ in there, TQQ. All right, Jonathan, I can't see it on yours. Let me bring mine up where I can tell them what I'm thinking on the TQQ. Here's what I'm going to do on that trade I made on the TQQ. I'm up a dollar right now, 60 and a quarter. I'm going to put my stop at 59.89 for those that took that trade. Now I might get back in, but that's what I'm going to do for right now because it's been a very juicy trade on TQQ. Jonathan, do we have anybody sending us any letters through TG at DTI you could read?
Yeah, I can have a look in about 2-3 minutes.
Take your time. I got a cup of coffee. I got all day. Did y'all see Palantir at 119.70? I haven't said sell it yet, have I? You know, I had planned to go to Mobile, Alabama today. I had to go down there. I got some personal stuff in a storage unit. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I'm able to stand here and be with y'all today. I think it's been worth your time.
And Michael said he made $416 profit on some E-mini contracts last night.
Futures first home run. Okay, that paid for a quarter.
James is talking about the same trade, I think. He said that was almost too easy. Got 2 targets in the bag, and I'm waiting on the third.
He got it. Okay.
A recent one from Wreck-It Ralph says $320 profit on AMD.
Way to go, Wreck-It.
Bob says recently, I normally do not post anything, but MTI by DTI has made me thousands. You need to spend a little time learning it, but I never trade without it anymore.
It's something else. I can give you credit for that one.
And this was last week, I think, but Laura used MTI by DTI to buy some USO puts last week. She made 78% profit.
Way to go, Laura. That's what I want to hear. Yeah, MSTU. I'm still long MSTU. Don't we have that in TNT, Jonathan?
Yeah.
We got MSTU. It's going to 22. Remember, I told you it's going to 22. All right, Jonathan, let's bring up my slide presentation on TNT. Way to go, Pete. That's what I want to hear. All right, here's the postings over the last 16 hours in TNT. Last night we posted RB1. You see it right there. RB1 gave us the AMD trade that we made last night. Goodness gracious. That paid for a whole quarter if they bought 100 shares. E-mini, bullish, and now we know the all bets off number is 56.35. Okay, 56.35. Okay, that's what that told us. That's there every night. It's like a research lab. I don't have to do it anymore. I can just go to TNT and get it. All right, what happened next? Oh, I told people to buy AMD. You know, you can trade it. And that was before, I think it's about 7:30 when I bought it. Look at that. Wouldn't you like to make $500 overnight? That's what we did on 100 shares. Not bad. All right. This morning, I told people the Magic 5. This means these are stocks that money's flowing into. AMD, Palantir, NVIDIA, BitTo. And the TQQ is the way I tell people in TNT, I'm looking up, looking down. I put SQQ in there if I think the market's going down, okay? And the SPY trade. Thanks, Carol, for reminding me, okay? Pivot number is 5705. We're at 5725. What a night, long all night. Notice everything we talked about is paying. Market is melting up. Told people that. Wake up and get paid. The market has shorts on the run. Get long, get along. Do TQQ if you have nothing else. That's what I said, okay? Markets never sleep. Name of my book. Plugged it. God, this is so valuable. Keep going. Here's the target numbers, 5724 we just hit, 5745 is the next target up, then 5775. Target on the QQQ, 67, it's currently 60. The QQQ is 492 on the QQQ. 492 on the QQQ, we're 491.67 there. 5,576. So the question you need to ask, where was the ticker trading on around March 25th? I showed you that in the training. That's the target on those individual tickers for this rally. I said 122 for NVIDIA. I looked it up and did it for you. Okay. Palantir is 122 also. Okay. That's in the short term. Okay. All right, this morning when I wake up, here's the numbers I look. I said a 5705 is my pivot number for today. I looked at everything. That's when I decided it's time to get in Tesla 280.50. It took me about 40 minutes, Astro. I wanted to know where the market really topped out this year. It was March 25th, 26th, and 27th. That's why I went back to that time, okay? That's where that came from. This is posted in TNT charts. This was that sell signal from the sunrise. Remember I told you? Keep going, Jonathan. This came out on the sunrise ticker this morning, which told me the rally was going to pause. Boy, did it. The market fell 30 S&P points after this posting. This comes out at 10 after 8. I said, signal saying book some profits with news at 10, press conference, take some, but not all chips off the table. Next big signal, 10 to 10:30. RB3. Okay. That's pretty keeping you informed. When you say that's keeping you informed, Chuck posted this. The defining result of bullish market prices move higher. Defining characteristic of bullish market is lack of volatility as they move higher. Keep an eye out for restraint. He's talking about resistance. And that was posted. Both, you have to love the sunrise signal. How valuable is that before the market opens to have that ahead of everybody else? I said, make sure you take profits on that SPY call spread this morning. We did, Carol said. 27% return on risk, not bad, huh? All right, I'm going to ask these questions again. Who would pay $200 a month to have your own research lab? Answer me yes. Get on the right side of the market each day. Have a 24-hour coverage on the market with pre-market and post-market insights and trades. Who would pay $200 a month to have that kind of service? Dave says you're a fool not to. All right. It's time. Get on board for the next 30 days. See it for yourself. You can go sign up at dtitrader.com/TNT to get a spot. I think this is probably going to be the last time I offer it $200. I'm really thinking hard. I'm putting way too much in there. I got 3 people tied up. It's worth a lot more than that. But if you buy, I'll hold you to that price going forward. $200. Here's your chance. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Jonathan, leave it up for about 5 minutes. I'll be back at 3 o'clock. I enjoyed my session. If you're not a member of TNT, you must not be serious about trading. That's my conclusion. Time is precious. Get on board. $200. You're not going to pay it if you listen. Goodness. Any last minute questions for me? Somebody that joined yesterday's up 2,300 today. Okay. Polly, you post that phone number for Jonathan. Is that what you're doing?
Polly, just let you know, I've got, Tom sold roadmap last night. I've got 3 or 4 sessions scheduled for after this meeting. So I'm going to email you so we can set up a call that's going to work for both of us today or tomorrow.
You heard it, Polly. He's on top of it. Three minutes. 3 minutes. Hey, Jonathan, 10 minutes after 2, set up, I'll be calling you with a bunch of more trades, okay? Just where you can plan be in there.
All right. See you 10 minutes after 2.
All right, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, we got a new pope. Yeah, Jonathan, you put on, it needs to be done. I'm gonna set up a roadmap room for people too. They said white smoke, no name yet. So they got a pope, okay? Man, I love TNT. David, what do you think? I hope Jonathan copied what you posted in there. I thought it was great. David's one of my best students of all time. $60.45. I would trail. Let me tell you what I would do. I would trail that stop about 50 cents on TQQ. I'm still long. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thanks to all those people that believe in the DTI approach. It's just getting better and better. I want you to look back and think about how we navigated the market turmoil, hands off mouse. I told you I'm gonna do a lot of education. We had our great anniversary class. We got things happening, and I will not trade. You got to understand this. If you're in any of my services, I will not trade unless the odds are in our favor. But when I do, they come pretty fast and furious, as you saw today. So stay cool. All right, let's set it up, Dave. I'm cool with that. See you at 3.